down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision, I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing, I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. It's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision, I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing, I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the...
What's up, everybody? This is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. So, I wanted to start the show off with a thank you to my boy Jay Hernandez from Limitless Barbershop. I was on his podcast a couple weeks ago, and he's had this statue in there for a while now, the statue of the thinker. And I love this statue and its significance for me personally, what it represents, because as you may know, I served 17 years in prison, and so I had a lot of time to do a lot of reflecting, a lot of soul searching, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of thinking. And this piece of art was identified with this book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And this is probably the most impactful, educational book that you can read. And I would just recommend, if you're a reader, if you'd like to read, even if you don't like to read, give it a chance. Read As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Powerful book. I've read it at least probably close to 100 times. And every time I read it, I learned something new about it. The same way I can watch the movie Scarface 100 times, and every time I watch it, I'm like, damn, I never noticed that, or you know what I'm saying? And it was the same thing with this book. So shout out to my man Jay Hernandez. I appreciate the gift. This is in my studio now, and it's going to stay here. And I appreciate you, bro. And I know what it meant to you. I know where you got it from. So I know it wasn't just trash. You know what I'm saying? This was something that meant something to you, and it means something to me. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you. We just recently had the Stop the Violence event at the DHDC. Shout out to those who came through and showed love and support. Big shout out to Valid, to my man Cozine, and to my man G. Albaniche, and those who came and performed on the love. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate you. And, we'll do it again next year. But without any further ado, man, I got this awesome guest today. I'm excited to have her here. She's a young boss. Got a lot going on, a lot of positive things, businesswoman, you know what I'm saying? She's taking care of business, and I'm excited to have her on the podcast and have her share your story. And, so welcome, Celena Zavala. What up, though?
What up, though? Thanks for having me, Eladio.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've already had your mother on here, you know what I'm saying?
I seen that.
And she's a boss, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love it.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, for sure.
And my brother. Yeah.
Yeah, had your brother on here too, so it was only right that you had to come
Best
on
for
here.
last. No,
That's right. Yeah, had your uncle Electo here.
Oh.
We just got to get your grandma on here. We're gonna get Angie on.
Oh,
here
yeah, for
eventually.
sure.
I can't wait for that because I know that she has a wonderful story. You know what I'm saying? To be
A lot
able
of
to share
wonderful
with
stories,
everyone.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and she's just made a huge impact. You know what I'm saying, in our community for generations. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about you, man. I want to hear from you. I want them to hear from you. Who you are, what it is, what it ain't, where you from, who you with, all that
Who
good
you know?
stuff.
No.
That's right. That's right. So tell them a little bit about, where you grew up with, what childhood was like, adolescent, adulthood, and everything else that you got going on.
Yeah, so I was a very spirited, energetic kid. I come from Southwest Detroit, and a lot of you who know DHDC, that is my family spot. So I grew up there. My stepdad, Jose, you guys all, I don't know if you know him too, but he was
Jose
a big,
Salas from
Jose
Ecorse,
Salas.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a big impact on my life growing up too. Kind of gave me that good father figure, but yeah,
I've never heard not one bad thing about that guy. Everybody who has anything to say about him always says something good about him. You know what I'm saying? And, God rest his soul. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to work with him for a couple years before he ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But anytime I came to work, I always got compliments on the way I dressed. And there was only one person in that place that can get with me, and that was Jose Sala. He used to come in sharp all the time, matching everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he used to hit me up and, hey, will you, take me shopping? And he'd say I was his personal stylist. So we'd go, the fit, the Kangol hats, make sure the shoes match. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had it going on, man. I used to give him his props,
Yeah, growing up, I didn't really like him because he's my stepdad. So I didn't like him because, I feel like he was taking my mom away from me. Mm-hmm. But he never stopped trying, and he won me over. He did. We used to, he was an artist. So one of I love painting. I'm a creative at heart. So we used to, our thing was painting together, and he would play like old school hip hop and kind of tell me like, oh yeah, this cat got started, this way, or I met him at one of our hip hop Olympics we threw, because him and my T.O. Lex used to throw the hip hop Olympics back in the day. So it was cool. It was kind of like taking a dive into his mind. And then after he passed, I actually got all 15 crates of his records. He used to be a DJ back in the day.
He was a DJ, yeah.
So my hopes one day is to, get some turntables and kind of go through it and see like who he was, in the 80s and in the 90s, what he was listening to, which I kind of know what he was listening to, freestyle, but like all you guys listen to freestyle. But
it's funny because when I was in prison, you meet guys from, Muskegon, Saginaw, Flint, Latino brothers from all over the state. And they used to be like, what the fuck do y'all boys in Southwest be listening to? How is y'all gangbangers and y'all listening to Stevie B and Lil Susie
Spring
and
Love?
Raquel? And
Yeah.
I say, bro, that's just what it was. We riding around, throw some Planet Rock behind
That's
it.
what Planet,
we rocking out
the
to
Planet
it,
Rock beat.
and shoot your whole shit up at the same time. You know what I mean?
It was like that, and Detroit booty music too.
Yes, oh man, that booty music, man, that's it. It was freestyling booty music for us.
Yeah, my
I
mom.
don't condone violence. I ain't saying nobody to go shoot no shit up. I'm just saying that's just Mickey Mouse shit we used to be doing.
Yeah, I grew up, hearing the phrase like "scrub the ground." Like,
Scrub
so,
the ground. Scrub
parents were
the
too young to
ground.
have us, but it was lit. It was lit.
Shit, that's how you got made. I
That's
guarantee
right.
it.
That's right. Yeah.
Guarantee when them songs got you made.
That's right. Gross. No. Yeah. No.
That's funny, man. But yeah, so growing up with him, I'm pretty sure you learned a lot, and naturally, like you said, they had to prove it to you, and you had your own instinct, your own intuition, and it's good that you gave him a chance though, because some kids just don't give people that chance or that opportunity to get close to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, he was always a very positive impact on my life, and still to this day, even though he's not here. But my mom too, she taught me from a young age that anything I set my mind to, she's like, you're the kind of person where you can do that. And so when I was growing up, I always had the dream to be an actress. I wanted to, turn 18, move to LA, go to college out there, and become an actress. So I was actually, when I graduated high school, I was going to Wayne State for a Bachelor in the Fine Arts, which kind of entails acting, playwriting, costume designing, and set design. Damn. So I wanted to do it all, musicals too. But
that's dope.
Which
you gotta have a lot of ambition for that.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember telling my mom one time, I was like, I want to be a fashion designer. She's like, all right. We went to the store and she bought me a sewing machine, a bunch of fabric, and I started making clothes for mine and my cousin's Barbies. And then I switched and I was like, no, I want to be an actress now. So it kind of all kind of blends into each other,
together. Yeah, absolutely.
And I love to sew, which actually I do have some of my dog collars here I can bring out real quick. Yes.
That's one of your bags, one of your hustles.
Since we're on the topic.
For sure.
Yeah, so I do have one of my many businesses. It's called Presa. So I have 2 large mastiffs called Presa Cananarios, which are a Spanish Mastiff. Okay. You can never find nothing cute for them in the store. So during COVID, I was like, all right, I'm going to make them some collars and maybe make this into a business. So my business is called Presa, named after them. So I have some, let me show you some of these. Got the Galaxy Boy. Ooh, drop that one. Thank you. I got the serape because, we got to represent Mexican serape.
Dope. I love it. That's dope.
I got the blue. We know a lot of you like blue. Look.
Love.
Yeah, so
I love this serape design, though. That's so sweet.
Yeah, I took some of my, my skills and turned it into a business.
This for a cat?
It can be for one of your cats.
Or a small dog. This is dope. I even like the lock on it. That's some quality work right there.
And then I made this one as
you guys see this, man? She makes dog collars. That's one of her businesses that she got.
I made this little one that matches the bandana so you can loop it through and it'll just click close instead of having to tie it around their neck. Oh, I always have a fear that my dog's going to choke. So, yeah.
I like this is galactic right here. It's like
a little galaxy vibe.
Yeah, I like that. That's dope. I don't know what dog got a big ass neck like that. I might better wear this mug.
The first dog collar I ever sold was at one of our Fantasmas, and it was a guy who bought it to wear.
Oh shit, for real?
Yep, Lex, my Tio Lex was standing there with me and he bought a Harry Potter collar and walked away wearing it. I was like, I'm not gonna say no to that.
Are you
business
serious?
Is business.
Hell yeah. Do what you want
exactly.
With it. Hell yeah. Send your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, send your friends. We're gonna make Harry Potter collars for everybody.
I still kept the $10 at the time I was charging for them from that transaction.
That's what I was gonna ask you next. Like, are they affordable? How
so they're $25 a piece, but they are like a metal clip. They're hand sewn, and hand picked designs. I also do custom. If there's like a fabric that someone's like, if you wanted an El Nino one and you got some fabric printed up at Urban Graphics, I could make you a dog collar out of,
dope.
Or a cat collar, if you will. So I do leashes, everything. But started off as a hobby. I hope one day to have a boutique.
No, I remember seeing you vendor at the DHDC, and I loved how you had your own little display up.
Little setup with the lights.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's dope. That's cool. I never seen anybody make, pet collars, dog collars.
Yeah.
And be successful with it,
One day. Or I want to get into Target. That would be my dream.
Oh, yeah,
Target all day, yeah. I feel like I fit the brand.
Love Target, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, yeah. You go in there and get your little Starbucks and walk through and browse.
Yeah, I was amazed. I was like, holy smokes, they got a Starbucks in here. This shit
I love it.
As hell.
We know where to find Eladio on Saturday morning.
Ain't no doubt about it. Yep, the day after we get paid, I'll be right at Target.
Yeah. But, yeah, so...
So do you make them by yourself? Do you get help? Or
I make them by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a little studio like this myself, but at my house on my 3rd floor, just for my little hideaway. Cool. Yeah.
Have your own little space, your little workspace.
It's important,
Because not only is it about business, but it's about it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
Like you said, it started as a hobby. And, like when I was in prison, I used to make greeting cards, and I used to sketch mirrors and all that type of stuff.
Oh.
And I did it as a hustle, but I also did it as as a gateway for therapy. You know what I'm saying? And the only time it becomes hectic and it's not fun is when, getting orders, because now it's like, it's cool because I'm making money. But it's like now I have to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Instead of you're just doing it.
Yeah, just to do it. So sometimes, when it's about business, it's not always fun, But, But I love what I do. It passed a lot of time, made me, helped me survive when I was in prison.
It probably makes you feel good to see like your merch now on people. And like when I see my dogs wearing these, I'm like, oh, you look sweet.
Yeah,
it's like you got a new chain on or something. But yeah, so.
Because, we're our own worst critic.
Oh, for sure.
When it comes to our work, our product, whatever it may be, we're our first worst critic. And so I'm always like, wanting to have that moment, like I'm inspired by my own work or admirable of my own work and things like that. So it's dope when you can do that, because some people are just never satisfied. They're so determined to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Never get shit done. Never get shit done.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
But,
and sometimes you can look at something and be like, bro, it's like perfect. Like, what the fuck are you seeing?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So what else do you got going on? Because every time I see you busy, you got the chart, you got the
got the iPad
got the
out,
clipboard, you got all kinds of shit going on,
Yeah, so I did go when I was going to school for theater. A year into it, I kind of got to the point where it was, either I take some form of a scholarship money and do some classes that really had nothing to do with what I was passionate about and what I was actually going to school for, or, I drop out of college and I figure out a way to kind of fund that in the future so I don't ever have to go through that again. Mm-hmm. So from that struggle, being put out of my comfort zone, or made me put myself out of my comfort zone, and I kind of went out and started basically like high-end personal assisting for this doctor downtown Detroit. I thought it was like a fake ad. I get, hit up by this lady. She's like, I'm the executive assistant to so-and-so. He's got all these animals, dogs, cats, turtles, birds, a kid. We live downtown Detroit, right off Woodward. We'd love to have you come work for us. And it was kind of my first time being exposed to like that sort of a lifestyle. From where we come from, we don't know people who like have money,
people,
right, extremely wealthy. So when I was working for him, I was working 7 days a week, 3 times a day. And when I tell you I had no life, like I had to be somewhere at 6 a.m., at 3 p.m., and at 8 p.m. every day for about 2 years. I did that. Wow. And I saw an opportunity and I kind of took it. I kind of proposed to him like almost like a household manager position for this guy who had all these assistants at one point and ended up just having me at the end. And from that, I kind of was my business, a very niche business. So my business is called Avenue Maria, but it is a concierge service, which is like, what is it? People hear that and they're like, what is that? And it is basically high-end assisting for a very particular group of clients, whether it's personal or business assisting, event planning, pet care services. So that kind of stemmed from the necessity of me needing money for college to fund this career, to then, me seeing an opportunity, taking it with this client, and kind of my business birth from that. So that's kind of what I do. So I have a very large network. I like to say I work for the Detroit socialites, but and it's different. It's so different from what I'm used to, like the people I'm used to knowing. And it's sometimes can be, hard, right? Okay. You deal with people who are kind of used to things being a certain way. They're kind of accustomed to their lifestyle and don't really, know anything beyond that, right? Very sheltered, very well off, trust fund kids. So it's like, But then I have a lot of clients too who are self-made and are boss women themselves, and it kind of motivates me to want to be that. And I remember my grandma Angie, the one who started DHTC. I remember when I was probably like 12 or 13, I went to an event with her. She always got something going on, always some type of event or award ceremony, something. So I went with her, and I was so shocked when we walked into the room how many people knew her, ran up to say hi to her. I was like, damn, Wella, you're out here for real. And as a kid, I'm like, I want to be like that one day. I want to, be someone who walks into a room and not only not known, but someone who's like known and respected for kind of what they do. And they're like, yeah, like you're cool people. Like you do your fucking thing. You put other people on when you have the opportunity to. And she kind of inspired that. So when after I, dropped out of college, I told myself I want to be my own boss by the age of 21. I want to make this a business. And I have been running my business now for 8.5 years, which I started when I was 19 and have not done anything else since. Thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations. So
it's growing.
who helped you on that journey? Like, where did you even get that mindset from? I mean, I would like to say your mother, because your mother takes care of business, but I mean, it could have been other things. Just because, and I ask because when you come from poverty, you don't really have goals and dreams. You just want to survive. That's it. Yeah. And that's how my generation was. Like, even when we made money, we hustled. Like, we didn't really have any goals or dreams. We didn't have like any plan.
It was like survival almost.
It was just surviving. We were hustling to survive. You know what I mean? Like, I never really had like dreams or goals. So when I hear you, it's like, where did you get the mindset from?
Well, it's almost stems from that, right? Like the want to not only survive, but to have and to give to others, so that way they don't just have to survive. They can enjoy, the things in life that our generations have never experienced. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where that comes from, where I've always wanted more for myself. I've always wanted more than just, the downriver city or, this small area, Southwest Detroit. It's small. I've wanted to experience life, and I wanted to be able to not have to ever ask nobody and to be like, damn, that chick does her thing. And I've always been a motivated and positive person, and very determined. Like, if I want to, I'm very competitive too. Like, don't play board games with me. So I'm really good, but I'm really like a sore loser and a sore winner.
Chess, they play checkers. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. So I think too, just, like I was telling you earlier, it's all about mindset. Whatever you want, I truly believe if you put your mind to it, you can achieve that. Don't ever let nobody tell you no.
Absolutely.
And I've never let nobody tell me no. I'm like, oh, you said I can't, so just for that, I'm going to now. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got to be your own competition, too, at the end of the day. You got to, like, be the one to, especially owning your own business. It's not easy to get up every day and be somewhere at 8 a.m. or at 7 a.m. or know that you're going to work on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you don't got no one sitting there, micromanaging you or making sure you're on top of things. You have to be on top of yourself, and you have to be motivated yourself. You know what I mean? So it's a very... like everyday struggle, but
and leadership, being a boss, being in charge, owning a business, it's not easy. It's one thing to obtain everything, it's another to maintain everything.
Right.
People see, oh, she owns a business, she's got money, she's rich.
Yeah.
It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It takes ambition, it takes networking, it takes work, it takes sacrifice, you know what I mean, and it takes money,
Yeah.
And money don't grow on trees, you know what I'm saying. Money ain't never been easy to come by.
If you don't have capital, you better put in the sweat equity to get to where you are, and that's kind of
And see, that's what's dope, and that's what I really admire about you and your mom, because you guys got so much game. You know what I'm saying?
Got game.
For real though. Like, I've learned so much, through your mother, about, she runs the Side Hustle, the CEO program at the DHDC. Y'all got to sign up for that, because if you want to own something, you want to have a LLC, a EIN, you want to know where to start, how do you start, where do you look for funding and support and things like that. Get with Anita Zavala at the Side Hustle, the CEO program that they run over there, and she gonna give you the game, man. It's for free. You know what I mean?
And that's, I was telling you earlier that I've been doing this for 8.5 years, and I'm just now at the point where I'm like actually going to grow, where if I had the tools that are available now back then, I think this process would have happened faster. So like having a good foundation in your business and just doing things the right way will save yourself so much fucking headache. Like, you know what I mean? Like for real, like just having a good foundation is being organized and, consistent is key.
And you work for millionaires, so I'm like, well, shit. Eventually, at some point, you're gonna become the next millionaire.
Yeah, you are the 5 people you surround yourself with, and I've heard, actually one of my clients told me that when I first started working, and it's always sat with me. But there's something about being a young Latina woman from Detroit, where these people who have a lot and who are trusting you, they're like, I don't have a degree in this, you know what I mean? There was no like handbook when I started this was kind of just, I don't know, like just skill, just having the problem solving skills, and the common sense is not common, so having that and just kind of being on top of your shit, like the fact that they took a chance on some 19-year-old girl and kind of let her into their home, their lifestyle, into their behind the scenes of their businesses, because a lot of them are entrepreneurs themselves, or around their art pieces and all this stuff, and that they trusted me, but not only trusted me, are like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to this girl because she's, which is, I don't know, it kind of fuels me every day to say they took a chance on me, and I proved to them that I'm like the shit. Like I gotta continue to prove to my,
It's crazy because I feel like that about your grandmother, when I'm sitting in front of her for an interview to get a job, she gave me a second chance. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, who the hell is going to hire somebody 90 days after doing 17 years in prison for a murder? Are they going to hire me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I learned a lot about God. I built a relationship with God, and I learned to do what God wants me to do instead of doing what I want to do. You know what I mean? And even I felt like maybe I don't belong here. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I should just walk away before they slam the door on me. And she was just so humane and just treated me like
with respect,
with respect, with admiration, and gave me an opportunity to really pour of myself, because when I came home, I had so much love to give. I wanted to just redeem myself, and I had so much energy, you know what I'm saying? And so every day I just wanted her to know that you made the right decision, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never wanted to disappoint her, because she gave me a second chance, and she did something for me that most people wouldn't have done. And that's why every day, I do my best at work, and just in general, that's who I am, you know what I'm saying? If I'm just like when the gang shit, I was so loyal. I was willing to do anything and everything for my gang. And loyalty, having that type of loyalty and having that commitment, it's a gift. You just got to apply it to the right thing. So, working at the DHDC, that was my foundation of building who I am. You know what I'm saying? And being able to network the way that I do. And, I mean, meeting you, meeting your mother, meeting Lex, meeting just everybody. I mean, this whole podcast, that I started, of course, started with Jose Del Valle and DJ Dan, but when I talk about my first microphones, my banners, my business cards, my stickers, like all that shit came from DHDC, and I acknowledge that all the time. And I love what your grandma created, because it has contributed to the well-being and the building of people, of others.
And I think that's, one of the reasons I am the way I am is like not a lot of people have family support, and it makes me feel good to know that, I come from good people. My family is good people, and I love to see the neighborhood. And like I've had so many friends, lifelong friends, and just people who've come through those doors who are visibly better off for it. You know what I mean? And who some of the best times of my life were spent in that agency, and that's one of my biggest motivators too. Is like my grandma literally started that from from our living room.
Yes.
And now it's like this, we just had the gala and had the vice chairman of J.P. Morgan Chase as our keynote speaker, who pulled
Peter
up
Scher.
Peter Scher and 3 black Escalades, security out front. I'm like, we got Secret Service here, but it's like that's dope, and that's like. Only the beginning.
Man, the fact that he, during his speech, that he mentioned my name, you know what I'm saying? I was just like a millionaire, a good man, mentioned me, remembered my name, let alone remembered how to pronounce my name correctly, and I was talking to him prior to, him telling me his speech, and he was telling me about how he has an employee and she's responsible for like 300,000 employees globally,
right?
And he was like, and it blew me away. He was like, "Do you know every time we go to any type of presentation, or every time we're at the table, she brings up your name, Eladio, your story."
No way. That's
and I was
dope.
like, put goosebumps on me. I became emotional. I was emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like
someone of that caliber is like,
to remember my name, remember me and my story.
Yeah, and your story, right.
And is actually telling people everywhere else about me. Like, I was just like, damn, that just let me know that I'm doing the right thing.
Motivation in itself. It's
Yeah,
like, wow,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it, for sure. And that gala was awesome, man. I'd never seen the agency look so beautiful.
It was, it looked great. It was,
for sure.
It was good vibes.
Yeah. So you remind me of like the Kardashians. They used to what was it? Kim. She used to organize closets.
Right. She was exactly
for millionaires. Yeah, because everybody's like, who the fuck?
For Paris
is she?
Hilton, she was like her assistant. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, look now. You know what I'm saying? She's like the whole Kardashian family.
She didn't put the whole family.
They own the whole world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're on top of the fucking world.
Yeah.
And started out organizing people's closets, people who were millionaires. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
fun too. It's like, there's something too when my clients will have me go shopping for them. It's like, it's great to like go shopping and not spend your money. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's fun. There's something glamorous about it in a way,
Shit, I wish somebody would pay me. I'd go shop for you too.
Yeah. I was telling you earlier, I had a client fly me out to Aspen, flew me out there because we were going to go look at some property for her. And, she paid me to be out there. She ended up getting sick and chilling inside, and I was hanging out with her friends. She was, paying for me to ski while I was there and to eat, and it's at the St. Regis, taking $200 shots of Class A. Like, I was like, this is not fucking real right now. I'm getting paid, like, to be here. And, so that's like, but then there are days where it's like not glamorous, where it's like I'm helping you pack for a trip. But it is fun, and I meet a lot of interesting people, and something I would like to do in my own form of like giving back to my community is I feel that a lot of Latina women feel that they have to like get married, like that's kind of the
marry into money.
Marry a man, and you have the kids and you stay home and do this and he makes all the money. And it's like, no, like there's so many different things out there, and there's so many careers out there that we're not even exposed to. People from our neighborhood are not exposed to. And it's like working for Avenue Maria, it's cool because I have clients who are in the cannabis industry. I have clients who are, architectural designers or interior designers, or, they have Airbnb and photo shoot spaces. So there's a lot of different things you can be exposed to and learn. And it's like, maybe you working, for me will help you to like, you'll find something you're interested in and that'll lead to your career,
No, absolutely, man. And just to be surrounded, with knowledge, with wealth, with experience.
You kind of get to know how they do things and how they function. And you're like, damn, I was never taught that, but that was taught to them, when they were born,
And not everybody, they trust you.
Right.
They trust you in their home.
Yeah.
They
around their
trust you with
families,
their finances. They trust you around their kids, their pets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they had to have seen something in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To put that kind of trust in you.
And that's the biggest thing is like, my mom used to tell me, the number one thing you have, and the only thing you have truly, is your word. And to always be honorable, and to always keep your word, and always be an honorable person. And I kind of lead life with that way, where I'm like, I'm always going to show you, like you said, loyalty. I'm always going to show you that I'm here for you. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to respect your spaces. I'm going to do my best for you as long as you're good to me back. I'm going to respect you the way you respect me. And, you know, I like to live my life that way with honor, as, you know, whatever that may sound, but that's real shit. That's real shit.
I mean,
being a man of your word is like,
yeah, that's what gives you dignity.
I sleep good at night.
Like, you can sleep
I sleep good at night. Yeah.
You know, you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you see inside yourself, and you're happy with what you see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody is not happy when they look in the mirror. You know,
No.
Some people just look at the outside. They just see the flesh. And a lot of people neglect to look at the spirit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, I think that's probably the biggest disservice that somebody can do to themselves, is to only feed the flesh and to neglect the spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
Real shit. Yeah.
Yup, no doubt about it. And, you know, society does a lot of that today. You know, everybody's more concerned about, you know, what they look like, what they got, what they have, you know, because they're worried about what people are going to say, what people are going to think, things like that. But it's like, you know, you have to really, just to live with purpose, though, get to know yourself. When I was in prison, I knew people who knew more about others than they knew about themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? They sit there and talk about other people's lives and their success or whatever it may be. And then you ask them about themselves, and they didn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, like flexing with other people's like stuff, basically. And it's like,
their guys were literally in there telling other people's stories to people, as if it was their own.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Or I knew people who used to read so much to where every time they talk to you, I'm like, what book did you fucking read to get that out? You know what I'm saying? Even when you're like trying,
you didn't come up with that thought.
like it sounded like you read that on page 10, chapter 2, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think that is probably the most honorable thing that you can do to serve God, is to be able to get in touch with who you are and what He made you to be. You know what I'm saying? And He made you with the purpose. You know what I mean? A lot of people either never discover it, or they misuse it, or they abuse it. You know what I'm saying? But once you get it right, man, it's priceless.
A lot of people, they don't even understand. Like, we talked about this earlier, where you were saying when you came out of prison, that in order to become the person you wanted to be, you had to do this, and that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't even recognize, like, that these are the steps you need to take, nor do they care. But a lot of times it's like they don't even have the ability to form that thought of like, okay, I need to do A, B, C, and D in order to get to where I want to be, you know?
And a lot of people will just justify, like, well, this is how I was raised.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to go through that too. But I was like, well, what if my mother was wrong?
Yeah.
What if my parents were wrong? And a lot of times I would ask my mother, like, why did you teach me this? Why did I, you know? And she was like, that's what they taught me.
Right.
So it just becomes a cycle.
Yeah.
It just becomes a generational cycle where nobody really has no answers. They're just practicing what they were taught. When it came to religion, I asked my mother, like, why did you raise me as a Catholic? And she was like, mijo, I don't know. I was raised as a Catholic. You know, there was no real substance. We were just following suit. You know how they say, do as I tell you, don't do as I do. You know? And, you know, once you learn the truth about self, about God, people, places, things, religion, you know, just indoctrinations and the history of where religion and people and humans and race and everything comes from, it just really opened your mind up to a whole new world. You have a whole new understanding.
I think, too, so many people, specifically like where we come from, and specifically impoverished neighborhoods, there's a whole world out there. We're not exposed. You know, I know so many people I went to school with who are from downriver, who still live downriver, who've never left downriver. And it's like, yo, there's so many other cultures out there. Like, once you get to travel, you know, you get to know all these different people and different things, and you start to have more respect and more like that want to know more, to see more, because, you know, we're not gonna be able to see it all. So like, you know, I think that's like some of the biggest, like, beyond a book, get out there and do something. Get out there and see something. Try a
Life
weird
is
food,
beautiful.
you
The
know.
world is
Go
beautiful,
try a
man.
different, like, I don't know, thing you've never done before. Putting yourself out of your comfort zone, making yourself uncomfortable is probably the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, a lot of people, I feel like they're afraid to explore because they either don't have the confidence in themselves, or they just feel like they're going to miss out on something if
Right.
they leave. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you, this shit's going to be there when you come back.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it's all
promise
gonna
you,
be there.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be there when you come
and
back.
you know, with confidence, you just gotta fake it till you make it. Like, for real, you know how many times people are like, "You seem so confident." I'm like, I'm really not. I just, you know, just kind of go into things like
You
a
go into
fucking bull in a
actress
china
mode.
shop. Head first. Like, what's up? You know, just like forcing people to talk to me. I'm very, you know, outgoing personality, but I think that helps sometimes with the confidence, where I could see people who are a little more introvert might have trouble with that. But, you know, like I said,
But
fake
with
it till you
you,
make it.
you have a welcoming presentation about yourself.
Yeah.
That makes other people comfortable.
Right.
Even if they're not comfortable, you'll open up the shell for them. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I recognized that when I was in like high school. I remember this girl, we were like horseback riding, and I was in the back of the line, and she was kind of like our escort, and she just started telling me her whole life story. I'm like, I just met you 5 minutes ago. Like, why do I know about your boyfriend's sister right now? But you know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, like, I got to recognize that there's something that I'm approachable, I feel, you know, because I'm kind of the kind of person who's not like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not perfect. I've been through some shit. I've done some shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're human. That's life.
And that's the most unfortunate thing too with people, is that, you know, they don't share of themselves because we were always taught that you can't trust nobody.
Yeah.
How many times have friends become enemies, and you know your secrets or your stories or your confidence in people, and now all of a sudden you're not friends no more over whatever, a disagreement, a bad business deal,
Petty shit,
whatever
yeah.
it would have been, and now they're like exposing you and exposing your business, like. And so people just don't trust each other, so they hold everything in, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger than it is somebody you love and or care about, or a friend, or
For
you
sure.
know, something like that. And so there's really no obligation between you and that person, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm pretty sure she appreciated you more than you knew, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, I was getting
Just
all
to
the
be
cheese
able
man
to-
back there. No,
Yeah.
but for real, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I mean, one thing people like to do and talk about is definitely themselves.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
love it.
I just like I don't have no problem like giving advice and shit like that, but sometimes I need a break from that shit, you know, because the work that I do, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I deal with the community.
draining
and
on your
it's
spirit, yeah.
Hell yeah, it wears you out, you know, and even just to see the conditions, you know, that a lot of people, you know, live in, you know, and how it impacts a household, family, kids, men, women, everybody. It's
Yeah.
like, damn. And then it triggers a lot of your own trauma and the experiences and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's like every day you have to choose peace, and sometimes you got to fight to have that peace. And it's like, well, that don't make sense, because if you're fighting for something, then you're really not, you know, you don't have peace. But it's like you have to fight for peace every day and make the decisions that to protect your peace. Once
Right.
you obtain it, you have to protect
You have to set
it.
some boundaries.
Yeah,
always.
because people
Yeah.
will dump all they shit on you.
I know.
You know what
Stop
I'm
emotionally
saying?
dumping on me. I got my own problems.
Yeah. And sometimes I want to just be like, listen, man, I got all kinds of shit going on right now. I'm gonna pray for you. I love you. Make a high. You
Right.
know? But man, say that drama for your baby mama, nigga. 'Cause
Right.
I ain't trying to hear that shit right now.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell no. So, like, what's the future look like for you? Like, what is it like ultimately that you want to accomplish?
My
I think
ultimate goal.
Yeah. Yep.
So for my business specifically, we'll do my business and my personal life, and I think the
Okay.
business kind of funnels into that. So I would love to grow Avenue Maria to the point where I can, like I said, give back to my community and hire people from my community. And I want it to kind of be this niche thing that turns trend, right? Like I want this to be like, oh, you know, you don't have one of these concierge services, like you got to get you one, you know. But I would love to expand and grow and maybe be in some different cities and take the different parts of my business, right? Like I said, I do personal and business concierge, but I also do event planning. So like having that be its own arm. And then I also do pet care, and I would love to have, my dream is have a dog daycare center. Like I'm obsessed with dogs. I got 3. I just want to hang out with them all day. They're way cooler than people. No offense, y'all. But, you know, and have a little boutique for my, you know, my brand, and, you know, have like a training center and that. I would love to do that one day, like a K9 to 5 situation, only better. That's
sweet.
You know, that sort of thing. But and then grow Avenue Maria, maybe one day sell it off, like, you know, here you go, take it, I don't want to do that no more, I'm on to the next thing. You know, I think of myself as a creative, and then when I kind of started doing business, I was like, this isn't, you know, this is like a different part of me, right? It's like your right brain's like creative, your left brain's, you know, the more logical, whatever. And I'm like, okay, this is a little more left brain, but you have to be creative to start a business. So I'm like, okay, let's, you know, grow this, see what we do, and then sell it, maybe start something else. And I would love to get back into my theater, my creative side. So something that sparked this, a little inspo, I'll give you a little story. We were playing a board game about a month ago with my mom and Lex and my grandma and all of us. And I don't know if you've seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you ever seen that show? Okay, well, there's this board game called Charlie McDennis, and it's kind of fucked up if you play it, but it's hilarious. Well, I had to call someone and pretend that, you know, say that someone had died. Right?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
no.
I called someone and I had told them that my mom died. I know this is morbid and fucked up, but she was sitting right there and she's like quiet in the background. She's like, who, me? Like, but then when I got off the phone, you know, I just put the waterworks on. I got off the phone, I looked at them, I'm like, scene. And my T.O. Lex was like, damn, I didn't know you could act like that. I'm like, yeah, bro, I still got it. So it kind of motivated me to be like, all right, let's do this. You know,
That's the shit.
It's kind of cool too, because you, with theater or with acting period, you can kind of be, you know, get away from who you truly are. So if Eladio's having a bad day, that's cool, because I'm going to go be, you know, Brennan later in this fucking play or something. You know, I'm going to go be this person and deal with his problems, you know, but... So I would love to kind of get back into any of that, you know, creative stuff. So if y'all know any, you know, short films or something coming up, hit me up.
No, I got you, man. I
yeah.
got shit. Shout out to my man Sunnyville, Bill Swift, Kamal, you know, Diesel, my man. These guys, what's his name? Damn, god dang, I'm over here drawing a blank.
Damn, look how he did you. No, I'm just kidding.
Dominic Ovando. These guys all make movies. They got, and I just got invited actually by Juan and my man's LeBron, man. They want to start shooting some movies, and they asked me if I would play a role, and they want me to play like a Mexican boss, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got that down
like
pat.
A cartel boss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
You got to have the big buckle, gold buckle and shit.
You
got to let the chesties out, you know?
Yeah. I'm with it, though. I'm kind of excited about it, you know what I'm saying? Just to be able to have fun. And
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you watch movies. You're like, they're literally getting paid to have fun. Like, you know, so, yeah, I want to.
And it's crazy because coming home after being gone all them years and seeing everybody in Southwest actually just with so much skills, like so much talent, so much potential, you know, like everywhere I've met, you know, you got your business, Victorino, Aztec Nando, Sombra, like all these guys are artists. And then Grupo Monte, these guys they make the Mexican
Oh yeah, they're
music.
sweet.
Yeah, them are my dogs, and I'm just like, man, it's so good to see a community of people come together and tap into their talent, their potential, and everybody's just bringing out the best in each other. You know, back then, you know, growing up in the 90s, you know, gangs and drugs consumed the community, so we were more like, crabs in a bucket. You know what I mean? We didn't support each other. It's our side, that's your side, things like that. And now you can see collaborations, you know what I'm saying, where people are being positive, where I'm taking my talent, you taking your talent, and we're making it happen. And every time they have Fantasma Market, I see it, in real life, in real time.
That's how you kind of like axe out the corporations. You got to like pour into each other, because everybody has a skill. If they only had the means to be able to develop that skill and really hone in on it and make it into something. Could you imagine what our community could be?
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. We used to have empires out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, when I see people like Camila Cantu, she was just on here recently.
Oh, yeah, she's beautiful.
Raquel Soledad. I mean, they're so talented. Like, I'm just like, how are they not like famous right now? How are they not stars? Because their music is so cold. Their performances.
Hood famous. Okay, they're definitely hood famous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
that's good though. That's a good starting off point, because now it's like, your community knows you. Now they tell someone, and then they tell someone, and it just keeps going. Word of mouth is the biggest.
Because I always wondered how can you make it anywhere else if you can't make it at home?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Chances are you can't. So gotta start where you're at.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I don't know. I just I love what I mean, I've always been a people person, but having my podcast has really put me on a platform where everybody knows who I am now. You know what I'm saying? Whether they know me, they don't know me, they know of me, they know my podcast.
Peter Sharon knows you. No, look.
What? Him and his team.
Vice chairman globally out here like Ladio's my boy.
Yeah, I'm like, me? Oh shit, come on with it.
Which is crazy, like you said, you telling me earlier you've been doing this for 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. And even though like things might not be paying off in one way, they're still paying off another way, and the rest is gonna come. You just got to keep at it, and the rest is gonna come. I promise you that. That's
right. Thank you. Because it does get discouraging sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I am is I'm diligent, and I believe in myself. I believe in what I do. I believe I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And, there's been a couple of times where I just wanted to fold up shop, and I needed some space to talk to God, to figure out, am I in the right direction? Do I leave? Do I walk away? Do I keep building? And then I pray on it, and here I am. I'm still in it to win it. I got, amazing people like you on the show. I'm
glad you did it. I got to be here.
Yeah, for sure. That's dope, I can't wait to get Angie on here, Oh,
I know. Yeah.
And that was just the thing, is just I started this with purpose. You know what I mean? And then it's just life and society and its expenses and its expectations that puts the pressure on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know you were saying earlier when you were like, all right, what's the future? And part of that other personal part of the future that I see is, my grandma's getting ready to retire, right, next year. And, you were talking to me earlier about how doing the work that you do can be spiritually draining. And I can only imagine, she's been doing this stuff for like 40 years or something. I mean, she's been a rebel her whole life, but whatever, for doing DHDC and the community and youth work, she's drained from it, and I feel like she's done her time. But now we've been in talks of starting a family like for-profit. So all the family kind of getting together, my cousins, my uncles, my mom, like everybody getting together. Yeah, getting together and doing something spiritual. Because, my abuela likes to do all that, getting you in touch with your, who you were, who our people were, what kind of practices they had,
And that's what I love, because she created a space that brings out the best in you.
Yeah.
That will teach you, that will reveal
it's healing.
To your,
it's healing. Yeah.
Healing is a journey in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's so powerful. It's so impactful. It feels so good. I love that I work in a space where I can heal and help others heal.
Right.
I'm talking about from children to adults. You know? Shout out to my man DJ Angel, man. He always comes, supports the community healing circles. you know, it's about you. It's for you, and it's just amazing how much better people feel when they're able to open up.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it is easier to talk to a bunch of strangers than people you know, because
For sure.
you know, you feel like your family's always judging you, or your friends always got something to say about you.
Or you just want some stuff to be personal. Hey, I got a therapist, you know.
So your grandma, she has you know, insinuated a few times that I should get some counseling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I see a lot of people utilize counseling, and you know, I hear a lot of good feedback from it. I just, you know, I've been betrayed and fucked over so much in my lifetime by people that I love the most. Humans, you know what I'm saying, are just something else. You can't dictate or determine who they are sometimes from one day to the next. You know what I'm saying? So I built this wonderful, wonderful relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like God takes care of me in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
I trust God wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? I feel like God always has my best interest in heart. Even when I'm going through all the fuckery, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's purpose behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's God. You know what I'm saying? He's teaching me something. He's providing me something, whether it be strength, whether it be understanding, whether it be knowledge or experience, whatever it may be, it's with purpose.
Yeah.
You know, when people do things and put you through shit, it's because it's malicious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always had so much confidence in my relationship with God. I feel like, what can any person or man tell me that God cannot tell me or teach me? You know what I'm saying?
I love to like put things out into the universe when I have my own, you know, whatever, because you know, what you put out, you receive, and it's like, you know.
Yeah, and
telling the universe, I want this, bring this to me, you know, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You know, I want this person gone out of my life. Please remove them, however you need to remove them.
Yeah.
Or I want this good thing, this opportunity to happen to me. And I feel like if you put that out there, power of the mind.
Yeah. And you put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Every day I wake up, I get ready, I thank God for fingers, toes, you know what I'm saying? Everything. And keep me safe, keep me and the mind safe, and I'm gonna go out here and do my part. You do your part, I'm gonna do my part. You know what I mean? As opposed to some people who just sit there, don't do shit, but pray all day for something wonderful.
Complaining on Facebook.
You know, you know what I'm saying? My life ain't changing. You know, I pray all the time, but you know, you have to put in the work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And people, a lot of
misery
times
loves company. You know, watch out.
But I don't like being stagnant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a grower. You know? I like to grow. I like to learn. But it's just it comes with a lot of responsibility though. Because every time I grow, I got to go through some shit.
But that's why people stay stagnant where they're at, because they don't want the responsibility. They don't want, you know, what comes along with that. Being responsible ain't for everybody, clearly. Like, you know.
Hell no.
So.
For real. Yup, and because you got to
especially when it's your own thing and you're trying to, like, it's just you. Who else you got? I mean, you have support. People will help you, but at the end of the day, this is your thing. So why should anyone else care about it if you don't care about it, you know?
Yeah. No doubt about it. I call it real everyday people because it's just this real. This conversation, your journey, your life, your business, your trials, your errors, your victories. You know what I'm saying? It's all real. And I tell people all the time, like, you never know when your story is going to be somebody else's blueprint to success. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's people that are afraid to take the first step because they worried about failing, or they're worried about not doing a good job, or somebody criticizing them, so they never take the opportunity. You know what I mean? And if you live like that, you think like that, then you ain't never going to accomplish anything.
No, if you don't change, how can anything change? That's what I was saying earlier. You got to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, you know. That's the only way something different's gonna happen, for real.
Yeah, definitely.
And
for
being
sure.
uncomfortable is good. Like, it's good to be uncomfortable. When you meet new people, when you do new things, even if you fail, you know, you got to get back up. Most people don't become millionaires until they're like 50. It's like, we got time. We
Yeah,
got
for
time.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know about you, but I'm talking shit. He ain't got no gray hairs, y'all. No.
Not that you can see right now. You know, depends on what angle we're on.
Which way the lights hitting.
No, but even growing gracefully, you know, you see people who are miserable every time. You know, as they get older, they become more miserable.
And their outside shows it. I'm like, damn, you look fucked up. But I'm like, oh, you're kind of a fucked up person, so I see why you kind of look
rotten
fucked up.
You rotten from the inside out.
No, that's real shit though. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's important, man, to just always tap in with yourself. You know, continue to cultivate those things that are good, and you know the things that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You work on it. You know.
Yeah. Spread the positivity.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know, it's a lot of people choose the wrong way because it's easy.
Yeah.
Or they're familiar with that, you know, because being positive does take work, you know what I mean? But once you get it, it just becomes routine, just like anything else.
It's easier to say, you know, the whole, oh, poor me, I hate poor me person. I'm like, listen.
Yeah, I mean, that used to be me. I was life's victim. I didn't have a dad. I was poor. I was this. I was that. I didn't have this.
Everything was set up against me.
It was the system. It was the white man. It was it was everything. You know what I'm saying?
But then you get out there, I'm sure, with your work, you see people and you're like, damn, I had it good. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you know, I think about that a lot too. I'm like, you know, my growing up situation wasn't like the most, you know, it was stable, but it wasn't the most, like, you know, my mom was young. I wasn't, you know, we weren't set up well, right? But, and there was a lot of, you know, hood issues, I guess. But then you see people when you're like, well, at least I didn't have like addiction or something in my family. When you see what that does to people or what that can do to a family, or, you know, at least I didn't have this or that. And it's like, you got to be grateful. Like, even though it may seem bad, it could always be worse, you know, or at least I had a support system or whatever it may be, you know, like, so.
I was just telling my nephew, you know, tough times don't last, tough people do, man. You just got to keep your head up, stay diligent, and push through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's natural. That's just how life is. It can't always be rainbows and sunshine. You got to go through some things. Life is going to test you. It's going to test your intelligence. It's going to test you mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically. And it's going to show you.
And you're only here once for real. Like, that's it. I mean, you know.
So you got to make the best of it, because at the end of the day, everybody ain't wake up today. So be grateful, man, for sure. Let them know where they can find you if they want to reach you. They want to do some business. They want to buy some collars. If they need your services, let them know where you at.
Yeah, so if you want a collar, you can follow Pressa Detroit, Presa Detroit on Instagram, or Celena Zavala is my Instagram handle.
Celena with a C.
Celena with a C. Which way is it backwards? No, Celena with a C. Yeah, you can follow me there. It's my Instagram handle. The flyer for the podcast has the correct spelling in my name. But yeah, hit me up, or you can follow my Avenue Maria concierge page. I also have my website, avenuemaria.com, if you want to reach me there. So yeah.
And you can check her out now on Facebook and YouTube.
Check me out on the YouTube.
At the LDO
on the
podcast. Check out the episode. Share it with your people. September 21st at Team Wellness in Southgate on Dix. We're having an expungement fair. We partnered with my man Danny Harani and Team Wellness and Chase Bank again. And shout out to my man Kamal. And, you know, we're making it happen. I've already had about 4 or 5 expungement fairs in Southwest Detroit. We recently had one at Ecorse High School. I'm trying to make it happen for the Downriver community. I love my Downriver community. And So take advantage of the opportunity. Like I said, Team Wellness Center right across the street from Walmart over there on Dixon Southgate, September 21st. You'll see posters, flyers, and every time I'm on this microphone, I'll be promoting it because I provide a service, you know what I'm saying, to help people, you know, remove barriers, you know, so that they can build bridges and grow and get past all the garbage and the obstacles that they're dealing with. But much love. Thank you for everybody tapping in. You know, big shout out to Celena for coming through. Looking forward to watching her grow and her business grow and be successful. And you guys take it easy.